Hello and welcome to Lost in South Oz. Today we're back on the Finsbury Line. What we're looking at right here is where the Finsbury Line corridor came out behind Acton.
And cross Torrens Road.
Crossing Torrens Road, which is what this is, heading down towards Audley Street. In the background, you're going to see the old water tower. And that was here back in 1941. In the foreground, in front of that, that had nothing to do with the military, even though the fences have razor wire on them. That was private and nothing to do with the ammunition.
And all this is as best we can tell.
Now, to our left is a mosque. This mosque wasn't here, as I've said in the last video. What was here was Finsbury Station.
About 5 rail lines, 2 platforms and sidings.
Yeah, and it was just outside the property line of the munitions factory where they made the shell casings and bruising casings.
Correct.
And they did repairs here and had a lot of like fitter and turner type people, machinists. Yes. So no explosives. Basically, you know, the shells all the shell casings to put the ammunition in.
Yeah, they made the cases, the fuses, and they put them together, but not the explosives.
So for this area, we'll stop and we'll meet down the other end of the other end of the mosque, and we'll show you from there on in. The other end of the mosque, that is to our right, and there's a cemetery here. So we didn't want to film that because although it was Finsbury Station, we have to respect that it's a mosque and a cemetery. But looking at this corner across from us here, that was the beginning of the government fence line. Yes. Or the munitions fence line, and then was a guardhouse here, and the property went off towards the right.
Yes.
So we'll just follow it down here. So all these buildings in behind here were all part of the munitions factory.
Correct. Again, as best I can tell.
At the moment, it's a school, is it?
With an outdoor chest set.
Yeah. But it's been, you know, it's a college, but it's sort of been, you know, reused, recycled, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, repurposed.
But the buildings, as you see,
look like the buildings.
They would have been from 1940. 40s. It might have been office, who knows. Have you got the map up? You can tell us what it was.
Sorry. No, the map's not very clear
On that because we had like machinist rooms all to that side as well. Because, all right. Let's come around here. We'll move around here.
All I've been able to make out there was a staff mess down there.
Staff mess. But so what about these the shark tooth buildings to our right over here in the background? It's behind this truck.
Metal storage and foundry.
Metal storage and foundry.
And ingot store.
An ingot store. So where they would have brought the materials in and made some of the casing materials.
Yes.
So it was basically a foundry over there, that shark tooth building.
Yeah, the metal store is the first one.
Yep, the orange coppery one.
Then there was the foundry.
Which is the next one along.
And then there was an ingot store.
Down the back.
And the ingot store is basically the raw metal. It came in as ingots.
So where we are now, was there a rail going down there?
Yes, there was.
So to make it make sense, this fence is the corner of where the station and all the sidings were.
Yes. And
then the sidings would have come out and then went down this road. One of them.
Went down that road.
On an angle, and we'll have
the siding that came into the metal store. Building.
Into the back of the metal store, and we'll have a map put up for you, right? And like here. It didn't actually go straight down this road. There was like a big sweeping curve.
It's the line. The main line followed the sweeping curve.
Sweeping curve. So, you know, the line came down and went to the left,
and then siding to the left. Correct.
Siding to the left, and then came round here and swung down there and did another little sort of loop.
The main line swung up there.
Yep.
And then this side came off there.
Down there. And these sidings, there were sidings down a bit. But down here, we'll come round here.
Yes.
Because these were fuse manufacturing factories on our left, and one of them's been pulled down. So there was a fuse manufacturing number 1 and number 2 down here.
Yeah, number 2 is the one that's been demolished.
Yeah. And they're probably getting ready to do the second one, who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
So the only way we can tell you is number 2's been demolished, but number 1's still here. Come on, Jules.
Okay. Where we're standing,
yep,
just right here.
That's the end of the station and the goods yard.
The siding that went that way came out here, swung round past the this coppery building, and went down that road.
Yep.
So
let's go around this way. Let's just stick to one thing, Julie.
Yeah, and then the siding from here swung round that way.
And we'll get to that. Let's just go down here. Because if we start painting a picture, we may confuse people. And let's just stick to.
On our left, number 1 fuse shop.
So this building here with the red brick at the end of it, and all this was number 1 fuse shop.
Yes.
So the fuse bit that goes in the end of the shell.
Yes.
That's where they made the fuse casings.
Correct.
And the blue fence beyond this is where number 2's been pulled down.
That's right.
And this would have all been the rail tracks went in the front yards of this, beside these buildings. Yard. And went down past one part came across the road here and went down to these buildings. What are these 2 buildings listed as? And it says give people a look down here.
Yep.
And these are all shell casing factories, I think.
Machine shop.
There's a machine shop, but there's shell casing factories down here as well behind them.
There's just behind them.
Behind this building.
Number 3 machine shop, number 2 machine shop.
Yep. So down here there was a railway line. A siding came off where this blue tarp.
Where that road bends.
Where the road bends. So this is here.
Yeah.
This is your fuse shop, number 1.
Fuse shop.
And where all this tarpaulin and stuff is where they've just recently pulled number 2 down. Right? And so then you would have had another siding that pulled across the roadway and went down here, and we'll show you where the... Alright. So if you look down here, this is where the main siding came through, and there's a few little switches here. And there's still... I'm not going in there, I'm just zooming in.
I can step in and show
No,
you.
I'm right. Okay, that's it.
Because that's... It's hard to
Okay.
explain from back here.
Okay.
This is where your points were.
Points were there.
That's the siding down to the end of the road past the fuse shop 2.
Yeah.
That's the siding that went across the road to the metal store.
Okay. So let's come back here. So as it came across here, then it did a little bit of a very sharp kink and went across the road and into this last building. So you had your tracks going past this fuse store.
Yes.
And then one going directly to those gates down the end.
Yeah.
And that was to the boiler shop.
Boiler room. Yeah,
boiler room.
Shop,
yeah. And then that was the end of the line down there. And then it came across the road. And then this is where we...
Another remnant of that siding there.
There's another remnant of the siding down here.
And that roller door is where it went into the metal store.
That's the metal store, yeah. That's where it went in. So I'll see if I can zoom in there, if it'll let me get past the fence. It probably won't. And then you'll see the tracks across the road.
Yep. Then you had metal store, foundry, ingot store.
Yep. So let's just show them what it looked like, because it looks like they're preparing to get rid of a lot of this. So let's just see if we can show them down this.
There was 2 production lines in use at all times here.
Yeah.
That's why you've got multiple, 2 metal stores, 2 foundries.
2 of everything.
Yeah.
If you swing around, you'll see that, I guess, the boys are hard at work, mincing up World War II history.
Basically,
it's been minced up as we're filming it.
But having said that, they did research reports saying it didn't have sufficient historic value.
Yeah.
There's other examples of these buildings.
But then again,
elsewhere in
the Finsbury line itself was not. They didn't need a parliamentary order because it was only considered a whole siding between
the whole thing, yeah.
between Woodville and
Gilman.
And yeah, it was only considered a siding. So
Very
even though
exciting.
it had public passenger platforms on it and everything,
Yes.
and it connected to the main line. So as you can see the side of that building, what it really looked like, and it went all the way up to the roadway like that. And that, I believe, that new thing in front of it, that's a new building. So that's not really what it looked like.
No.
There would have been two identical to this red and the shark tooth roof one.
Correct.
And they were both the fuses. So where were the case manufacturers? There was like four, because there was two production lines.
Behind these buildings.
Yeah, but because there was two production lines, there was a couple over the other side as well.
Yeah, that's right. There was, broadly speaking, there was two metal shops, two ingot stores, two foundries, and then
two fuses. But there was also.
But there was 3 and 4 of the fuses and.
Yeah, so they had like about 4 case factories.
Yeah. And
4 fuse factories. So.
Yes.
And most of them were on towards this side, and there was a few on the other side. So.
Yes.
And we'll it's going to get a little bit complicated. I'm sorry if the wind's picking up, and it's going to get a little bit sort of crazy.
There will eventually be a map going up on
Yeah.
Lost in South Oz website,
and we'll show you that from there. And you can stop the video at some point and have a look and make sense. But this corner was one of the crucial corners.
It was.
And why it's such a shame is because, and I said before, is that in World War II, 1941, this was important to the war effort. And
Yes.
we had to get ammunition, and this was connected because all of it was, all the, the explosive material, the gunpowder, whatever,
Yes.
cordite, whatever they put in it, and I'm not an expert on this, all the filling happened up in Salisbury.
Correct.
So, and that's why all this is so important.
But it's important locally, it's not important to militarily countrywide.
Yeah.
This was a small part.
Yeah, and look,
That's why it's not being preserved.
no, and like I said, they didn't need a parliamentary order to make it a main line, so they made it a siding, and they didn't need an order to close it, so that made that nice and simple for them.
Yes.
But as far as South Australia's role in munitions, it was important. So around here, the reason why this road sweeps is because it was a sweeping corner of the line.
Exactly.
And it would have been, where we're standing is probably where the line would have came down on this part of where the footpath is.
Yes. Again, it's best I can
And again, this is the foundry we're looking at, with those big shark tooths. Well, look, here's some sleepers that have been chopped up to make a garden bed.
Yeah.
So there is still some here. And this would have been, what was this?
This was number 2 machine shop.
This is the machine shop. And were they making shell casings, or was it down further?
The case factory is the next one down.
The next one down from it. So this is the machine shop. So along here, you would have had the rail up on here, not on the road itself, but up on here.
Because the road was here in 1940s.
Yeah, the road was here too, because the trucks had to go somewhere. So what you're looking there is, behind that fence would have been rail.
And
That's
prior
what
to
has-
that, this area was suburbia.
Yeah.
Not very big suburbia, but it was a small suburb. People lived here in houses.
Well, this is downtown Finsbury.
This is downtown Finsbury.
I don't know what modern people from Finsbury think that's Finsbury, but this is Finsbury Station. The one behind us was
Actor Station,
Actor.
and then Woodville Station.
And so the housing down there is now got a whole brand new name, and that would have been Actal Station. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people say they're from Finsbury, but this Finsbury's actually a factory site.
It is now. Yeah.
And you look at all that aluminium seating. It looks like it's off a railway line, doesn't it?
Oh
It
yeah.
looks like platform seating.
Well, it has a look about it.
It does.
Now on our right, we've got a rolling mill.
A rolling mill.
We've got the metal store, the foundry, the ingot store, and then this is the ingot store, best I can tell.
And this one here?
It was the rolling mill.
That's the rolling mill.
Number one rolling mill.
Number one rolling mill. So let's keep going. There's a lot to sort of take in. That's why a map's important.
And on the other side of the rolling mill, you had a machine shop and another case factory.
Another case factory. So the back one here was a case factory and a machine shop.
Yeah.
And down here it says Tinnerman.
Machine shop, case factory.
A machine shop and a case factory down there.
Well, this is the machine shop. This was the case factory.
Okay, she's pointing all over the place, people. Machine shop over there.
Yep.
And where they made the shell cases here. And where they made more shell cases.
This was the rolling mill.
Right, down the back of this, more
on the other side of this.
The other side of this, more shell cases.
Yeah.
For the big guns.
Yes.
We're not talking 303. We could be talking some of it, but this is a big concern.
It was.
It was huge.
On the other side of this number 2 case factory, number 3 case factory is on the other side.
Yeah, on the other side of this. So
very big.
Right over. So there was. So you had 4 of each. You had 2 fuse factories. You had 2. 4 machine shops, 4 case making factories, and then you had all the repairs. So if something came off the production line that needed to repair.
Up on this side, you've got case repair shop.
So so what we're looking at here in the next road where that car's turning.
Yes.
That would be all case repairs. So if things came off the line that needed repairs, they repaired them.
They repaired them.
And before loading them, so they're all checked. But every one of these little factories has their own like little substation, and they all and look, there's some more sleepers.
Yeah.
From the old rail that was running through here.
Yeah, I see what you're getting at now.
Well, they're just laying here, so they're all laying as part of the edging for people to park their cars on. That little bridge would have been back here in 1941. That drain was in there.
Sleeper, but complete with the
the tyres.
Base plate for the rail.
The tyres and stuff. So the tyres with the base plates on them.
Yeah.
So they just turned them and parked their cars on them when they, it's left them in place. So the rail would have come here and did another double sweep.
It swept round here following the line of the road.
And part of it went, see that door way in there? Well, last time we came down here, it went straight into there.
That was a general store.
A general store, yeah, straight in.
Number 1 general store, I think.
So then there's a couple of big roller doors here
and
on this corner.
And that building ahead of us on the right is the repair shop.
Case repair shop. And this is the end of the foundry here.
Yes.
The rolling
the rolling mill.
The rolling mill. Oh, Lord knows what this is. This looks like it's been here for a while too.
It does. Not all of these buildings had rail sidings into them.
No. But it's so easy to get excited. This stuff is just, for me, it's like, you just have to imagine, put yourself back in time.
And while the rail line's not there, there's a little bit of remnant rail around.
So this is what I was talking about with their own substations.
Yeah.
And they all have their own little substation. I'll see how I can zoom in for you. There's the top of it. I don't know if they're connected anymore, so they're probably 415 or 11,000 volts, but they never had, back in the day, they never had casing around them like you see in the streets now. They're just all open.
It's all open.
So if you look across there,
that's the
I'm just looking to show them the substation.
Oh yeah, substation.
And it's all exposed. So back in the World War II days, they didn't have all that.
We didn't have safety regulations.
Yeah, we didn't have the safety regulations like before.
And it's not they didn't care; they just hadn't regulated it.
No. Exactly, and if you look down here on where that gentleman's walking, and we'll zoom in, and you'll see the rails going straight into the general store.
Yeah.
Was there anything down here that's important?
Okay, no. Well, we've talked about the case.
Because there's a lot of...
That's the case factory there.
There's another we'll go on. Number 3 case factory. There's another one down here. It says plant 12 on it. Number 1. Come down this way. Doorway number 1.
General store. Tool room.
Tool rooms. Let's just walk down this way, Julie.
Yeah.
It's public land.
Yeah, I only stopped because I was trying to read the map.
But I mean, we can give you some sort of history about what it was, but as far as the stories are concerned, we can't do that.
No.
We can't. So this was, and we can tell you what's here, and we can capture this on film before, you know, eventually it's all, you know, all bulldozed or reused.
Probably fine. See where you've got this whiter coloured building here? That was a newer extension put on the front. The building behind it is the number 3 case factory. This is probably a later addition.
And you see this easement through here, that's right through here between 2 rows of fences?
Yep. These easements were often for the electricity company.
Electricity or sewer. And as you can see, there's a fire hydrant, so there would be water running through there.
Yeah.
We found the fire hydrant running across where the mosque was. And they're just all, you know, their easements are there. So this easement runs straight down here. As you can see, the power line goes down here.
Yeah.
And there's obviously, these buildings down here must have been around too. I mean, that building over there looks pretty old, doesn't it? With the blue and the white.
It does.
Let's go across. I'm going over here, Jules.
Okay, Bridge, I'll be there in a minute.
What, for all these? What, the blue and white?
This is the tool room here.
This is the old tool room with the shark tooth roof on it?
Yeah.
And the little blue with the white one, that must have been like offices or something?
Yeah, I can't...
Or it could have been, I don't know.
that was a mess room. That
was a mess room. I thought it lunchrooms, yeah.
Yeah, lunchroom.
That would have been your lunchrooms. I'll see if I can zoom in on it for you. That would have been your lunchroom building. And this was
a tool room.
Another tool room, so they're machine shops.
Yeah.
And as you can see, but the rail didn't come this far.
No.
This is just another big roadway going down the middle of it all.
It came into this building here, which was the store.
General store. So we walk back up this way. Go on. I know we're going to go a little. I don't want to go too fast, but I want to go fast enough that we get it done for people, and that people don't get too bored because you know people do click on. You know.
They do.
I mean, you can see like not much has changed inside this building. I mean, it's still the old 1940s structure.
Yeah.
You know.
We can't just walk.
But we can't just walk in now because it's now private businesses, and we have to respect that as well.
Yeah.
And all we're looking at is the history.
Swing the camera around to the ceiling structure and that.
I just did that. I zoomed in on it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I mean the rail is partly still here, and I can show them that. But in the end, you have to respect people now as well, because it's you know they're leasing the buildings.
Yeah.
So here's the rail here. We'll come through here, and it seems that it as you can see, whatever the train went straight through that building, right to the other end. Let's see if I can get up in there. It went right to the other end.
Yep.
So, and there's another entrance as well. Oh, sorry, I'll zoom back out. There's cars everywhere. So this building on the corner was part of the case repair.
I'm guessing so.
That's what you said before. Was case repair. And this building, this is the part where the rail entered the road because we've seen the map.
Yeah.
And there's your other power transformer, but it actually didn't go through this edge of the building. This edge of the building was here.
Yeah.
So it actually was on the other side of the road in this section. It crossed over the other side of the road with that power supply things, and then it had sidings that went across.
Yeah, that's right.
So what was in this part, you reckon?
Well, this was the repair shop.
The repair shop for the shells, the case repair shop. So you would have had big shells coming through here, and they were repairing. Well, you can't imagine they were repairing little things like this. We're talking about,
We're talking
about
cannon
guns,
size,
cannons,
cannon size.
you know, cannons, you know, mortar, big mortars and stuff.
Yes.
You know, stuff that was about 2 foot to 3 foot, even 4 foot long.
Yes.
So there you go. There's your massive transformers, and they all had them. And that one's actually probably protected more because it's in a car park area. But remember, the railway line was running.
Like it's still connected to the
it looks like it's still connected as well. So, because it's, you know, where people can get to it. But the rail was, see where that that little Jeep is. That's where the rail was.
Yes.
So let's walk down here, because what happened was that the rail actually split off.
There was a siding
that went inside this other workshop, because all these are in each block you had 2 workshops at least. Right?
Can't read.
So the rail was still running along where those cars were, but you had sidings coming off.
Yeah, one came off here
and went through this fence. So it just missed this. Yeah, it just missed these roller doors with the orange brick fence.
Yeah.
And then went straight in this workshop, which was this a general store?
I can't read it, make it out, Bridge.
Okay.
But there's the remnant.
But there's the remnants of the rail.
You can see it go right where we're standing here.
Yeah.
And the main line.
And join back in where that power station was.
Yes.
So we'll swing around. So there's a whole heap of workshops here.
Yes. So at the end of case repair, just had case storage.
Case repair and case storage, because they had to load them onto the trains. So here's the rail going into this workshop, and then behind that, again, you've got more workshops, and again the old power, the old transformers up there.
Those just miscellaneous buildings.
And then you had the power lines running down the main middle of all the complex. But again, we're going to remember the privacy of all these businesses here and not get involved with their stuff. We came through doing a photo shoot earlier, and they all come out and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "This used to be the old Finsbury Line." They said, "Oh yeah, back in the war days." And but they're all leasing them now. I don't know whether they, because you see a few signs that says for lease and stuff on them. But it's a shame the fuse factory, one of those fuse factories, has been pulled down. But you have to remember, 41 to, what is it, 24 now. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
And all this line was probably ripped up in the 70s.
Somewhere around that.
And South Australia went through a almost process of, well, the significant was that National Railways bought South Australian Railway, or the outer lines past Gawler, for example.
Yes.
And then started dismantling everything. So this has been left for some reason, because it was part of the military stuff, or part of the munitions stuff, and this is live history. This is real history. Like, this is what it looked like in the World War II. In World War II, 1941. This is not.
Here is
the difference is the cars. Correct. That's it. Even the old substations are sitting here. So we're lucky enough. Yes, the rail's been ripped up, but we're lucky enough to still have this history. And as hard as it is, then you say, "Oh, this one's been pulled down, that one's been pulled down," it still exists. So we don't have to imagine, because we can see it.
Correct. Yeah, so this was the case storage building at this end.
Case storage, because they had to load the rail. Yeah. And this one swept around and cut behind this as well, didn't it? The track. So
when we get up to that bend,
we'll show you, because we're coming.
It looks like this building was there in the 1940s as well.
Yep. And
I'm not sure what it was.
We're not sure what that was. Obviously, it was some sort of factory or foundry or something.
The writing's too small.
The writing's too. And look, they've put new stairways on the buildings, but it still exists. Yeah. So this was basically the end of the factory complex. There's the old.
The line.
Right up there's the old the old 500, which you see out a lot of the military stuff.
And I see an old gate post there.
And then there's an old concrete gate post over there, so that might have been here. And I've seen a few little like outposts, like fortified little outposts where guards would have stood. There's one over the back here. We believe that that building over there would have been here in World War II.
But again, quote me on that.
It's sketchy. And we'll assume over here because that building's all new, but that's the back of
case storage.
Of case storage, but that's brand new, that one there. So.
Yeah. And then the line from here went through into the common law stores.
So
which wasn't part of the ammunition.
So we'll get to that because
that's our next.
This is pretty much the limit. Did it swing around, or is the sightings? Or is the sightings back there we're talking about?
They're back there.
We want to go and film that to show where the other factories were.
We can do.
But as I said, this is the end of the Finsbury line, and this heads towards Wingfield,
Gilman.
But that line that goes is Gilman line.
Yeah, the line that runs between Port Adelaide and Dry Creek.
Yeah, so it just basically went straight from here. There was nothing going around this corner.
No.
Nothing, it just went straight. And beyond where that car is, there's a whole trucking depot there, but that was the old general government stores.
Yeah.
So, and we'll put in a map for that one. We'll follow that one down in probably the next video and follow it down to the main line.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll go around the other corner and follow the other siding.
Yes.
All right, we'll meet you around there. Just past where the storage was, or general storage was for the cases. And the main line was on the footpath we're walking on now, heading behind us. And the two sidings came off and went into those factories, or the storage, they're storage, not factories.
Yeah.
So we'll come down here, we'll move a little bit faster, and then we'll go around this corner. But it just gives you a different angle, that's all. The last time when we came down here without the film running, without the camera going, it just blew my mind, and we did a lot of pano shots and a lot of photos, and hopefully they'll get to Instagram if you want to have a look at photos. I'll put as much as I can up in time. We're doing so much and putting out films. Instagram seems to have stuff on it, but it seems to be the last place where I drop things, doesn't it?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. So, but this part of what you're looking at is pretty much what it looked like in World War II. And you look at all these stuff around on YouTube and on the internet, and it's all been wiped out and gutted, and there's nothing left, but this is left. It's still as it was.
And while the buildings are serving a purpose, they'll stay.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about all this, like, if people can use them, they'll be here. And the minute people stop wanting to use them, they bulldoze them. That's a sad thing. Here's the old fire hydrant. I don't want to get too close to this, as I don't know how many volts is running in this blooming transformer. Well, there's your fire hydrant. But yeah, high voltage, yeah. But remember, in the day, there wouldn't have been a fence around that. If you look at the PVC in the base, that fence is brand new. Well, it's as in brand new. It's probably been there 30 years, but PVC has not been around that long. So, and that's that colour-bond fencing. That's not a corrugated iron. So, back in the day, that would have been all exposed. Frightening stuff when you start talking 4, 15, 11,000 volts, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So we go up around the corner here to the left. We did come from, see what it says, Cooper Standard Automotive Pty. That's where we came from. And we're going around to the left, so that's where Finsbury Station is down there, and the mosque.
Yeah. And while the road swung to the left, the rail line went straight on and swapped sides.
Yeah, and swapped sides. Now there was sightings that went this way.
And not this way, next block down.
Next block down. So we'll walk back that way because that's where our car is. But the railway came through the back of these shops, didn't it?
No, it didn't come through here.
But there's old governments. Is they old
Yeah,
munitions factories? Case factory down there?
Yep.
And rolling off the road, the wind's picking up. Oh, yeah, sorry about that, people. That wind just picked up. So what we're talking about is that building down there.
Yeah, case factory, then rolling.
Case factory and then rolling mill down the back.
And another case factory.
So
Case factory, rolling mill, case factory.
So they're three wide down here.
Yeah.
So should we walk around the back of this where that bus is coming, that
Yeah,
truck's
why
coming
not?
out,
Yeah,
and then
idea.
rejoin the siding?
It'll rejoin the side.
But
Yes.
but the factories were three wide down here.
Yeah.
Whoa, is that wind bad? Sorry. I know that some people don't like that and they put thumbs down on me, but I can't control the wind, can I?
No.
So we'll walk slowly and try and... Well, look at that. Look at that. Look at the vent on that roof. That's just...
Whoa.
Whoa, right? Maybe there was foundries in there.
Well, that was the rolling mill.
That was the rolling mill, so they would have had to heat all that up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, to roll it out.
Yeah, it would have had to, you would have had, what, gas? Coal? I don't know.
I'm really not sure.
Oh, I don't think that's original.
I don't think
That's the other side of the one we just walked behind. The case repair down there. So, but that looks more modern. That looks 80s.
Yeah.
That looks 80s. See, they're all for lease, so, businesses are looking for big warehouse-like things to set up shop in. Why not? It preserves history a little bit too.
Yeah. North Industrial Estate.
WW2 Industrial Estate. There you go. Have a search for real estate. This is called Leeds Street down here. It's set as a government road.
Yeah.
But where do we catch up? Was there a rail line going through there?
Oh, this was the case factory.
This is case factory.
It looks like there's a road behind the case factory.
Yeah, and there's the old power station. We'll go down this way, guys, because
It's not a road. Come back to the
well, it is a road. That's a government.
There's not a road up there.
No,
We'll come back.
this is a government street.
Yeah.
So you can walk down there. It's just industrial. They can't tell you to piss off, right? Can
What
they?
I'm saying is there's not another road
Oh.
the other side of this case.
There, I think there is. It's just further down. I don't know. It might be a fair way down.
Yeah, the case factory only goes to here. You can see plant number 4 and plant 4 number 7.
Plant 4 number 7.
That's probably original World War.
Yep, plant 4 number 8. I saw a truck come out.
There's not a road on the other
There's
side.
not a road.
It's a case factory, so we'll go up to Leeds Street.
Well, it says Leeds Street. It says it's a government street.
Yeah.
So just because it's industrial doesn't mean we can't walk down there.
No, that's right.
There's cars coming in and out of it, so
Yeah.
it's just all industrial. We're just, being mindful that there are private businesses down here.
Yeah.
So where was the sightings that come down this way?
They were at the other end of Leeds Street.
Up the other end of Leeds Street. Well, we'll go down here.
Now Leeds Street.
Yeah.
In World War I days, it was just a space between the different factories.
Yeah. I'm going to stick to this side, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there's really solid bloody stovey poles.
Oh yeah. Put them in and they don't come out now.
No. Oh, there's something down there. We just take our time. And we're right beside another open transformer, so
At the side of the old number 1 case factory.
that's where they used to make the cases, case factory. As you said, though, you know, these are still connected to the grid, and there's nothing around them, so safety regs weren't as strict as they are now. Keep going, Jules.
Yeah, I am. Right behind you.
Everyone's sort of finishing up from work, I'd say. But you can only imagine what it was like back then. Oh, look at that. Isn't there a guy in the UK that buys and sells industrial...
Oh, industrial.
Yeah, what's that guy? The two guys in that truck? Drew and what? He'd be looking for that lampshade, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Poor guy. You're not getting that one. Right?
I'm saying not.
But that one,
Trouble for it.
that's original.
There might be a number 1 paint shop.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was 4 of everything except for the fuses, eh?
Yeah.
The fuses, there was only 2. And where they made the shell casings, there were 4.
Yeah.
And there were 4 machine shops. I mean, like, this was a huge operation. How big is this site, you reckon?
100 odd acres.
Yeah, 100 acres. I mean, huge. And look at these old doors on these plants.
The old machine shop.
The old machine shop, plant number 7. I mean, look at the doors, they're timber.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are steel and steel shutters and stuff, but they're all sort of, mainly the original doors are still sitting on them, right?
Yeah.
All the old timber.
Pretty amazing.
Like even the office on the end here has got the old glass broken in it, and you can see the old sort of, almost like masonite. It's not crapboard or chipboard, old masonite. Watch the cars and stuff. And what was this one to our right, you reckon?
This one to our right was the foundry.
The foundry? That was up on the footpath? That was a foundry.
Yeah,
That was that. That's that. Yeah, that's that brown looking thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, what's this here? An old this is the machine shop. There's an old compressor.
Yeah.
I don't know about everyone else, but you know, these are not abandoned, but they're not being used as they were intended back in World War II. So, but yeah, they're not abandoned, but they're no longer making munitions for the war.
No.
But they're very interesting. Like even here, you've got like, see that orange brick? The orange brick almost looks like, on the back of this, looks like it's been sort of 80s, you know?
Yeah.
And then you've got like an entranceway and like a porch out there, and a massive big bloody transformer where the palm trees are. Like, come out and have your coffee
and
a
more modern transformer.
But you come out and have your coffee and a cigarette and just get energized by 11,000 volts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, get into it, right?
Yeah.
You hope you're toasty in the winter. You know, that your hair's standing up. Well, there's a good reason for it. Because they're all connected to the grid still. But look,
Yeah.
the wires are still up there.
Yeah.
They're going across to the pole. Like, wow. Your best mate's a Sparky. And this is an old, looks like an old, you know, like guardhouse.
How's that look about?
Doesn't it?
And it probably would have been.
It probably was. Because this is this part of the estate, and what was in here, there was another shell manufacturer.
Well, this is a machine shop. That's the end of the machine shop. I don't know what that is over there.
Yeah. But this is where the tracks all came in here somewhere?
Yeah, the tracks ran along...
well, this would have...
It ran along there.
That road, past that building.
You know that roller door there.
I'm not going to...
I think that was where the siding went into the metal store.
And I'm betting that this car park is where the ends of the tracks were.
Yeah, well, it was up here.
And I'm going to try and avoid the kids.
Yeah, we're at the end of
because
the tracks.
We're at the end of the tracks here, and
avoiding the kids. Sidings came down the road,
and went round.
Another siding went into the metal store.
Okay, let's swing around here. So there's some more shark tooth. So we had more workshops down there.
Yep.
And the sidings went into these as well.
In through here, I would imagine.
So in through here. So it would have split. That's why there's a big archway in this roadway coming through to allow for the cars or carriages of the train.
Yeah, basically the track followed that swing in the road.
But I'm going to avoid the kids because you know how I feel about filming kids, you know, so the rules and stuff. So because now that part of the old factory is now utilised by a school. So, but this has been an amazing walk through time, hasn't it? And just sort of connecting with what it used to be. And you can see here the sweep past what's now the school was the old probably administration building or whatever.
Yeah.
It would have been all that sort of. But you can tell by the huge sweep of this roadway, there used to be a rail through here.
Swung round, kept going to the left into Finsbury Station.
Into Finsbury Station, right? Because right over there were the platforms and all the sidings of Finsbury Station.
Correct.
So. It's just, I mean, it'd be a shame to see it go, but I don't think it's at that risk right now, while people are still wanting to utilise it, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. And yeah, I mean, you hear, now there's is that another fire hydrant in the middle of the ground there?
Looks like it.
With the witch's hat on it?
Yeah.
And you see those a lot in the military sites, like those identical ones. Usually there's a hose next to them too. So you would have had to make sense of it, the big curving track going around there.
Yeah.
It came down the main line, and then you had another one going into the station.
The main line.
And then
pointing now.
And then down there, and another curving track coming out this way.
That's right.
And then you've got. This building is original. It's just being painted up. It's an old school. I'm not, as I said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to film it completely.
The line of the streets
and
is as they were then too.
You think, why this little buttress bit out here? I don't know, but it's original. And that's why the cars are going around it.
There was another small building in that space.
So there was another building in here. That's why it's there. It's been pulled down. So... yeah, it's quite amazing. This is the end of that lead street that we just walked down from the other side. So basically the factories were, I don't know, 3 wide that way.
Yeah.
Three wide that way and 3 wide this way. So
yeah,
that's pretty amazing. I've just enjoyed this. So I think we're going to finish this video somewhere around here, looking back at.
Yeah, we've covered all the territory now.
And I'm sorry if it's been a bit. Sort of, and there's some foundations of another, like, when we said that this was where the gatehouse was?
Give me a minute.
That looks like the gatehouse foundation. It actually looks like it.
It could have been, yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, the gatehouse was on the other side of what's now the school.
Well, that looks like the size of a gatehouse or
It could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Because you had the main line going down there, so.
You had a gatehouse sort of across the public road.
This is the end of the platform.
Yeah.
This is the end of the platform, so there would have been something here as well.
There was something, but the writing's too small.
That's right. So, being it's military, they probably would have had a guy with a and
it looks like guardhouse.
It looks like guardhouse, but and you can even see the guttering around it all. So, like being military, you would have had someone real official at every sort of point saying, "What are you doing here? You working here, or you're a pain in the butt? Get out."
Yeah.
And who knows, in World War II days, they might have been carrying a 303, and I wouldn't be arguing with them, would you?
Probably not.
No. So anyway, we're lost in South Oz. I'm Bridget.
Julie.
And if you got this far, thanks so much for watching. Please look at the other videos in this series, if not some of our other videos. Give them a thumbs up, and because to say you appreciate our work, because we actually don't get paid to do this. No. And we're just doing this because we're passionate about history. We're passionate about
what was where.
Yeah, but we can't tell you exactly everything that was here. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope you really enjoyed this one. Bye for now.